Everybody out there, are you ready? We're gonna eat habaneros.
It's back, baby! We get to watch me cry and sweat on camera. Woo!
I really hope I
Yeah.
won because I didn't make it to the store before we started recording.
And Revolution happened. Woo!
Yeah, we're gonna review that and we're gonna tally up our prediction points.
Do we want to know them live now on the show, or do we want to do that later on?
Let's do it right now.
All right. So, in last place with 24 points, me. So obviously some big oomphs that I had in my predictions were I went all in on Takeshita, but like I'm not gonna go on Takeshita, so I'm not gonna apologize for that.
Yeah, it's a meme at this point.
I went all in on Cope, which is my fault. Like, but we all, yeah. So that's my fault. I didn't go all in on Hangman. I only gave him the one. I thought MJF was gonna win. So that's my fault. And then I gave a point to the Outrunners like an idiot. So, and then tied for last place, also with 24 points, the Daver.
Oh, you don't even need it, habanero, Chad.
Oh, thank God. I've been way too busy to go to the store.
Chad won. Chad got 30 points. He
What?
crushed us.
What?
So Chad
My
went all in.
Garbage.
Chad went all in on a lot of good stuff. He went all in on Hangman, all in on Swerve, all in on Monet, all in on Hurt Syndicate. You and I did not. All in on Kenny Omega. So, like, everyone where you or I would split our vote, Chad basically went all in.
To be fair, Hangman, you kind of won that one because you flipped the coin for me.
That's true.
I was undecided, so I was like, I don't know, flip a coin. So you flipped the coin.
Whatever. That's okay. I'm happy you won. Yeah. So, happy predictions, everyone. I've never had a habanero before, so this should be fun. Do you?
Yeah, big one here.
Do you like pick it off the stem or like what?
Just eat it right off the stem.
Careful around the eyes.
Oh God.
See, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
No, it's bad.
Dave's done a Reaper before, so I'm sure this isn't really too bad for him.
Nope. I love the flavor.
Yeah. You got a good one with that sweetness to it.
Like a good melony,
Yeah.
like cantaloupe almost.
I'm gonna mute because I'm gonna hit.
Well, podcast's over. Do the
Sweet.
thing. Do the thing.
Woo! Yeah, I'm feeling it. I haven't swallowed it yet. Oh. They're only a little hotter than a jalapeno. Oh. Woo!
Chad, what'd you think about Revolution, huh?
It was awesome. Well, mostly awesome. Main event was meh.
I would agree. What was your favorite match?
Oh, geez. I'd have to be Tony Storm. That was some of the most. That was probably the best women's match I've ever seen, hands down. For me, though, match of the night. Like, that was an amazing story. I'm sitting there watching it. I was about hour and a half behind the feed. And I'm like texting Dave, like, while going, like, these little women are trying to murder each other. He's like, yeah, there's so much blood. And I'm like, wait, I haven't got to that part yet.
This was one of the first pay-per-views I've been able to go unspoiled for, so I'm very happy to do it. What was your least favorite match?
Oh, the main event, for sure. I mean, Dave had a point off camera, but about a couple other matches, and I liked those ones just fine, but I could see his point. Oh, geez.
It's rough, man. This is rough.
Yeah, I can see some sweat on you. Oh no,
Okay,
we
it's
broke
getting.
Dave.
We broke Dave. We broke Dave. We broke Dave.
Oh, Dave ate a habanero.
Oh, I'm not eating the other one. I'm apologizing to the Grappa Maniacs twice today.
Ooh, Smilk.
Ugh.
Oh yeah. All right. Woo! That was hard to get down.
That's what she said.
There's seeds in my gums burning. Ooh, yeah, okay.
There was an ad for a Hulk Hogan Real American Beer on Netflix. I did not like that.
Heard that. Woo, okay.
Do.
I'm gonna review the shit out of this. MJF. Ooh, what a match. They've been building it. It was a very good build.
But what about the 0 hour, Dave? What happened on the
I don't
0
know.
hour?
Big Boom AJ, Orange Cassidy, and Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, someone stole some kid's cookie, I hear.
Got the win. Yep. Little Justice and little Rizzler were eating a cookie, and Mansoor took the cookie away, and Orange Cassidy shoved it in his mouth. Ooh, man.
That one crept up on you.
Oh, yeah. Man, oh man. Okay. I'm gonna have to keep drinking this. Okay.
Whew.
Yep, Big Boom AJ got a power boom, and his little boy did one. Woo!
See, as long as I don't talk, I'm fine, which is great for this
Yep.
podcast.
Yeah, every time I start talking, it's pretty rough. So yeah, pre-show was still pretty fun. Woo-wee! Back to the pay-per-view here. Hangman Page, MJF, been building for a while. MJF is jealous. That Hangman is loved by the fans no matter what he does, even if he does terrible, evil things. Whew. Let's see. MJF catches Hangman Page mid leapfrog into a backbreaker power bomb. Pretty sick. Page does a move that he only does when he's babyface. His top rope moonsault onto the floor. He nails MJF. MJF does an Alabama slam into an armlock DDT on Hangman Page. MJF kicks out of a Deadeye, one of Hangman Page's signature moves. MJF hits a buckshot, or Page hits a buckshot, but MJF gets his leg on the ropes at 2.99. MJF keeps rolling out of the ring, so Page can't hit another buckshot again. Smart guy. MJF lures Page into a slamming his shoulder into the steel steps. It looks like his shoulder's hurt. That could affect his buckshot lariat. Page goes for another buckshot. MJF counters into the salt of the earth. Page is in an armbar crossface, but he gets to the ropes. MJF gets on the microphone. He says, "I'm the fucking man around here." Hangman Page moonsaults MJF off the barricade into a pile driver. MJF counters into a pile driver on a chair, and that thing looked brutal. Page barely beats the 10 count. MJF breaks down crying. Why not me? Why is he so special? He's balling in the ring. MJF counters or Page counters a heat seeker with a dead eye. Then Page hits a really not that great Angel's Wings on MJF. He lands on
That
his
was
head,
filthy.
right
I
on his
fucking
face.
love that.
Or a really, really good Angel's Wing.
I
A
mean,
really effective.
if
Yes.
you were having a shoot fight, a real fight, that's how you would want to land it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get a buckshot lariat from Page for the win. Really great, man. He deserves that win. The feud that they had really reinvigorated MJF as a character, and I can't say that it like helped or hindered Hangman. He was just still in the same level he was. Like he's not in the main event really. Upper mid card basically, or lower top guy. Yeah, interesting to see where he goes from here. I guess he's full blown face. Maybe him and Swerve can team up.
That's my theory. I was gonna throw that one out there. Because yeah, Swerve that'd pay off the whole Hangman going into Swerve's locker room a little bit. And it'd bring them back into the thing. Maybe like he could like because Swerve ain't no dummy. He knows he needs a help against the Death Riders. Put the two baddest men together. Whew, that'd be some good violence.
I think it would
Mhm.
work.
So I guess one of the things I've been reading is when Hangman Page was in Ring of Honor, that was the haircut he sported, that kind of shorter mullety thing. So maybe he's like going back to his roots and all that, rebuilding.
Like the Lionheart Chris Jericho?
Yeah. He'll
So
come
are
up
we
to
gonna
some
see-
Rob Zombie.
Are we going to see Learning Tree Hangman Adam Page here pretty soon?
It's gonna be called the Cowboy Tree.
Ooh.
Howdy, guys.
Howdy, guys. See y'all, guys.
Yeah.
I
Um,
thought this match was a great opener to Revolution. Way to start with two homegrown AEW, maybe not stars, but definitely homegrown talents, upper mid-card talents. I would disagree, Dave. I think this feud has helped Adam Page because the World's End title feud not buried, but made Adam Page look like a goober. He was getting flanderized where he was just the angry guy and I'm gonna be irrational with Jay White and Orange Cassidy because I'm angry and that's it. That was his character. So this is adding nuance, especially the stuff with the Christopher Daniels little mini feud, but this adding onto this to the MJF feud. And then this match really delivered. I didn't get anything spoiled for me for the show, it's very rare for me to have that, but I was really happy. So I bid on a lot of their near falls. I couldn't tell who was going to win, and it made me really happy to see Hangman get the win. He really needs something like this, especially over MJF, who, it's the only people to pin MJF since the Wardlow squash. So the CM Punk stuff is before him, but since the Wardlow squash, Samoa Joe, Will Osprey, Hangman Page. They're the only three people that have beaten MJF since he got squashed by Wardlow, which at this point is 4 years ago, right? Because that was 2021. So, I mean, even in that aspect, it's pretty impressive.
Run.
So, yes, great start to the show, especially such a big show like Revolution.
I am surprised, based off the history of the Dynamite Diamond Ring, that didn't come into play.
Right?
Maybe they just wanted to tell a story about like who's actually better. Like MJF typically only uses that ring if like something's on the line, like maybe that's not always the case, but like nothing really was on the line here. It was more about who's better, and if he does that, it's not really proving that he's any better. I guess
He
he's
didn't really do much in the way of like heelish cheating. Like he base had the most straightforward MJF match I've seen.
he wrestled like a dick for sure, but that felt more so like to anger Hangman, because that's how Hangman's been losing all his matches lately. Is he gets too angry and the opponent takes advantage of that and beats him. So it was really nice to see Hangman, be impervious to every little trick that MJF had in the book, and especially that fall away slam that MJF hit on Adam Page. Ooh, that one! I don't know why that one stuck out to me, but it was pretty dang good.
Yeah, and I love that little sequence that led up to the tombstone pile driver through the chair. That reversal. I was like,
oh god,
that was slick.
Yeah,
really good shit. Where do we want MJF to go from here? Who do we want him to feud with?
I wouldn't hate it if they did this again. I'm gonna put that out there. Just because there's so much stuff always going on in AEW right now. I don't want them to get lost. So I'm not against them doing this again at Dynasty with a stipulation. But if we're saying they're not doing that, I don't know. I liked your little tease of like him going back to Wardlow, kind of. I know it didn't happen on the show because Wardlow wasn't there, but maybe that can kind of like MJF has a promo or a backstage segment, and he's like, after what happened with Hangman, I'm lost. I have to go find old allies or something like that. He specifically doesn't say friend or old partner. Yeah. And he brings back Wardlow, and the whole story could be, well, at least you're on TV, pal. I'm paying you the big bucks. Something like that. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind I'm thinking babyface here. Maybe he can eke a win over Cope.
Maybe. I'm gonna be as blunt as I can. I don't want to see Cope anymore. He's in that Jericho sphere.
Damn. Okay.
He's almost done as much bad damage to his career that Jericho has done, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not excited about Cope like I was pre-injury. He was cool.
I have I don't know if I'll go over it or not because it's a little snarky, but I have Adam Copeland's cage match for AEW pulled up at the ready. But we can hold off. Oh, you want to hear it? Okay. So first match, Adam Copeland defeats Griff Garrison. Second match, Adam Copeland defeats Lee Moriarty. Third match, Adam Copeland defeats Dante Martin. Fourth match, defeats Minoru Suzuki. Fifth match, defeats Daniel Garcia. Next match, so it missed a couple matches. It missed the two he lost to Christian, but those are the only two he's lost. So those are the only two matches that are not in this. Adam Copeland defeats Christian Cage in the I Quit match, and then Adam Copeland defeats Matt Cardona. Adam Copeland defeats Penta El Zero Miedo. I don't know who that guy is. Adam Copeland defeats Buddy Matthews. Adam Copeland defeats Brody King. Adam Copeland defeats Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Copeland defeats Malachi Black. Cope defeats Big Bill. Cope defeats Pac, and it doesn't have Cope defeating Wheeler Yuta. So, I mean, like, wasn't he here to put over the younger guys, right?
Yeah, he gave them respect.
Well, yeah, and how did that respect pan out for him with the great Yuta?
Face.
I knew that was a double cross waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah. MJF, Hangman Page, excellent opener. I agree.
Yeah, it was a good way to set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Second match of the night, TBS title on the line. Mercedes Moné against Momo Watanabe. I read earlier that Mercedes was sporting her Sasha Banks purple hair for the first time, and a lot of people are like happy about that.
I hate to say I didn't even notice it because like I don't like see her as Sasha Banks. I see her as Monet.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if she went back, like I would just kind of like, oh, I'd start seeing her Sasha Banks again. Like it's just kind of one of those things where like she's just Monet right now.
Yep. Yep. I'm a huge fan. We were all pretty weirded out by her and not impressed when she first came over to AEW. But man, oh man, she keeps like she's in the groove, and the groove just keeps getting deeper. You know what I mean? She's
She's
nailing it.
something that's very hard to be in wrestling, which is reliable. She's
Yeah.
reliable. And of course, great, but like she's reliable now to where it's like, oh yeah, at least even if it's a backstage segment, it'll be enjoyable, it'll be fun. She'll have
Yeah.
some snarky banter with Renee Paquette, and we'll all have a good time. We'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I want to know what she's doing next. So yeah, I am, I am getting almost to the point where I'm ready for a title change, but it's not like, oh, I need it to happen. It's just. I want
Yeah,
to see
here.
somebody else with that belt.
Yeah, Billy Starks was watching the match, so maybe we'll get like a Billy Starks and wow, I'm trying to not. Why am I
Athena?
trying to? Yeah, I keep trying to call her by her WWE name. I'm like, oh, that's awkward. But that'd be cool. Maybe that could be the one that take it off of her. That'd be badass.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That would kind of be a money match. You basically set it up as like title for title, the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion in history versus 4 belts Monet. Then you could have it only for the TV's title. But I would be too scared that Monet would win that match, if I'm being honest with you. And they would go, oh, let's do 5 belts Monet. So it's one of those where it's like, I'd just be too scared, man.
Yeah, true. I mean, maybe if Athena drops the belt.
Yes, then that's different, but we'll
That'd be
see.
good.
We'll see.
Yeah. So Mercedes Monet counters a Meteora, goes into a crossface on Momo. Momo gets to the ropes. They fight on the apron. Monet ends up powerbombing Momo to the floor from the apron. Like you said, Chad, Billy Starks is watching on backstage. They both try to do the 3 amigos, but they both only get 2 amigos. Momo gets Mercedes in a crossface chicken wing. Love that move. Wasn't that a Bob Backlund move?
Yeah.
Monet gets out of it. Momo gives Mercedes a Meteora from the top rope to the apron. Momo counters a statement maker into a standing crossface chicken wing. Monet can't hit her moneymaker, but hits a big power bomb instead. Momo hits Mercedes with a gut wrench suplex off the top rope, covers, but Mercedes kicks out. That was a fucking badass move when she did that. Momo kicks Mercedes in the neck twice, then a roundhouse to Monet. Momo covers, Mercedes kicks out. Monet ends up hitting the moneymaker, and it was a good one. Like, it looked good. And not only that, I loved how she just went right into the statement maker after that for the win. That should be the setup for every win she gets.
Then it'd be fine if they're crappy because it's like, okay, well, you did take some force, right?
Yeah.
Like you got hurt a little bit from that, and then you just wrench it in. I'd be fine with that. So it was a really smart finish.
Yeah,
loved
same
it.
here. Kind of turn the Monet maker into more of a signature instead of a finisher.
Yep. Yeah, love the match. Love Mercedes. Momo was good. It is weird that she's a heel in Stardom, and people were just cheering her on.
That's funny, right? Because they don't know her, and they're like, she's fighting Monet. I hope she wins. But yeah, I thought this was a really good showing for Momo. This is the first time I've ever seen her, and I'm impressed. She's pretty good. Maybe this is like a sort of tryout, maybe she wants to go to AEW, or they were just like, we want a big marquee, like just mini cross promotional match. Let's just do it. It was smart. It was very hard hitting. You talked about all those great kicks that both Momo and Monet did. It was very fantastic. And yeah, the finish too, it was just really solid. This is like, it's kind of crazy because like if this was on a Dynamite, we'd be like, this is one of the greatest Dynamite matches of all time. But like on this card, it's like the fifth best match. It's like, that's crazy to say because it was a really good match. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, yeah, it was like number 5, maybe.
Yeah, that's no slight. That like this was like literally like probably the most stacked card they've ever done. Like it was unreal. Like if you could have took the Brody match, throw that as a main event on a Dynamite, same thing. It would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
On here, and it was just like, it was just a transition between two amazing matches.
I'll be honest. I think if you pulled the plug after the Osprey Fletcher match, I think this would have been the best pay-per-view I've ever seen in my life. I think I was just personally, I was into everything. Every match delivered. Even like, I know people really didn't like the tag team match. Like people are really negative on that tag team match, and like I get it, but I kind of needed a little break. And you need these little break comedy matches. The only but there was like some issues. Like maybe you don't have it so even. Maybe you don't have like Hurt Syndicate take so long to beat them because we know they will. But we'll get to that when we get to that match. Monet Momo, great.
True. Yeah, and I love the slow build to it too, because coming out of the Hangman match, it was like you're up here. Like they knew they couldn't just come out of the gate, so it was a nice gradual thing. Like the end was urgent. Like it was like, oh shit, who's gonna win? But yeah, I loved it was the whole show was so well paced. But like yeah, they wrestled that smart. Like they didn't just come out trying to kill each other. It was that nice like Japan style slow build to a pretty great finish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big fan. Loved Monet. Like, dude, I hope she's with AEW for a long time, but she wants to go back to WWE someday. So
we'll see. I mean, she has posted stuff about like she's kind of shut down people talking about her going to WWE, which like she probably should no matter what, because obviously you're being employed. But I think even that's a good sign that she's going to stick around, but it'll be whoever writes her the biggest check. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm really digging the women's division right now. Like it's better than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And it was pretty bad there for a good stretch of time.
Yeah, and Tony Storm Araime was all right. It was okay. So we'll get to that later.
I wish there was more blood in that match.
I wish there was less. I don't think women should bleed in a match. It's gross and icky and sick, and I don't like it because I want to see people scared to use kendo sticks. That's my women's wrestling.
Yeah. Speaking of the women's division, I heard today, or read rather, that there's 2 more AEW releases coming. Abaddon and your boy Chad, Nick Camarado.
No, not Nick.
I'm leaving the podcast.
He was understandable. He was gonna beat Moxley. He was the savior of AEW.
I don't know why Abaddon didn't take off. Like, I was into that character a lot.
Maybe Tony Khan just doesn't like spooky stuff in wrestling. Because I mean, look at the House of Black. I know there was issues with the House of Black in that Malachi Black didn't want to lose, but I don't know.
True. Well, now he can win every match on Raw.
Because it's crazy. We're seeing Brody King and Buddy Matthews get all these big spots. I mean, it's just against Okada, but like still, they're getting Buddy Matthews got a big spot at Grand Slam Australia. Brody King got a match on this one. It's like, it's like what, a month since Malachi left? 2 months.
Yeah, they earned it. Where the hell's Julia Hart?
Who?
She might be just taking a little time off. Who knows? She'll come back.
Maybe she's waiting for Sky Blue.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be fun. I'm into that. But anyway, moving along here, we got a number one contender match for the AEW World Championship. Our boy Swerve versus Ricochet. Um, I will always love Swerve and anything he does, but man, my boy Ricochet is killing it. Killing it. Like he's finally got the mic skills good enough. He's always had the in-ring ability and the freaking psychopath, nerdy, the whole thing is good.
Yeah, I think he when he first came in, he was trying to be like uber duper super indie legend. I'll wrestle with all the flips, and unfortunately, AEW just has too much of that. It's oversaturated compared to WWE, where either they just don't have it or they don't allow it. But he's a little bit slower now, and I think that really helps his matches be a bit more impactful. Again, we're gonna be talking about this, and it's only the fourth best match on this show, but this was a really good match. Even with the Nana stuff was really gripping. Ricochet played an awesome heel. I wanted Swerve to kick his ass the whole time. I wanted Swerve to beat him, and every time he started getting a little back, I'm like, no, Swerve, no. So I was so into this match. But I'll let you go off, Dave. I just wanted to. I feel like I think Ricochet has changed up his wrestling style a bit, but for the better because he's smarter about it. He hit there was a bit in this match where he hit a 630 and he just cut out I was like, yeah, it was nothing. I thought that was really really good for him because he's like, I'm gonna do all this crazy shit just because I want to hurt you. And I think it looks funny.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, Ricochet is more interesting in the 8 months or whatever he's been in AEW than the entire time he's been in WWE, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, love it. Yep, Ricochet is awesome. We're starting off with a really great back and forth of countering, flipping, dodging, real Matrix looking evades from both men. Swerve does this really cool torture rack rib breaker on Ricochet. A little bit later, Swerve is just laying into Ricochet, beating the shit out of him. Nana goes to be like, "Hey, boss, you gotta win it in the ring," and kind of touches Swerve, and Swerve just pushes Nana down. Nana's pissed. He walks off. He's flipping off Swerve. The crowd is like, "Oh no!"
You mean me? I'm like, oh no.
Yep. Ricochet takes advantage, hits a house call on Swerve off the barricade.
Yeah, that was cool as hell.
Man, oh man, Ricochet gets the upper hand because of that. We got Leslie Jones hooting and hollering and yelling and screaming. She's sweating just with a towel, dude.
She's just like me. She's so relatable. That's like when we were at Wrestle Dream and I was going crazy for Takeshita, that was me. So I relate to her. She's amazing.
Yep, that was a highlight. Swerve deadlift power bombs Ricochet. And then deadlift power slams him, covers him for a 2 count. That was insane. Ricochet gives Swerve a poison Rana on the apron. I mean, I do kind of feel like that's kind of done a lot in AEW pay-per-views, especially. Still cool, but I don't want to diminish the impact of it. We just see it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, right?
it's like that, take a devastating move to the outside and you barely break the 10 count. Like I was like, when Hangman did it, I was like, God, I hope we're not doing this all night. And luckily, most of the matches were kind of like already stipulations or had other things going on. So that type of thing didn't bug me. But that's definitely a thing AEW does, is they need to have those production meetings, man.
Right?
Swerve, I think it's called a backslide driver or something to Ricochet on the Spanish announce desk.
Oh God, what is that? Their new Raw table? It didn't budge.
Oh, that was evil. I loved it. I actually like it when the desk doesn't break, because I was like, that looked like it sucked.
Yeah, I loved how everyone on commentary was like, no, go to the other one. Go to the other one. And they're like, thank you.
Yep, that was great. Swerve hits a swerve stomp in the ring, but Ricochet kicks out of that. That doesn't happen very often. It has happened, but not very often. Ricochet hits a Northern Light suplex, then a brain buster on Swerve, and then hits a 630 senton, covers him for a 2 count. Oh my God, dude. At one point, Nana comes back. He takes the robe off the ring post, but gets toe-paid by Ricochet. Ooh. Swerve goes to tope Ricochet, but Ricochet counters into a Death Valley driver on the floor. I read that this perforated Swerve's eardrum because Ricochet was already like falling as he did it. And did you see how like he landed on his head?
Yeah, it looked awful.
Yeah. So hopefully Swerve isn't out for too long. I don't know the recovery time on that or how that works.
He hit a huge stomp in the main event, so I think he's relatively fine. I don't want to speak for the man, obviously, but if he's able to do that, I'm sure he's okay enough to at least work a match at like Dynasty. But there were a lot of pretty scary bumps tonight, and I don't want to be like, oh, tone it down, because obviously all these people, I trust them, they're doing the right thing, but like, especially that Angels wingman, like, like that Death Valley driver you just said,
Spanish fly off the top of the cage.
I like how you both said separate things.
Yeah.
Just as
Takeshita lariating Kenny Omega off the top, and he just tumbles and lands his head on the apron.
Oh yeah, so bad. And then it's like, oh, not Kenny.
The ref immediately slides out. Are you okay? Are you okay? Dude.
That's the EVP of the company, wouldn't you? He writes my paychecks. Are you okay? Are you okay?
All right,
Can you sign this really quick?
Yeah. I need a new boat.
Yeah, but yeah, man, a lot of crazy bumps for the night. But back to the match here. Ricochet kicks out of 2 house calls. But then he takes a big pressure. 1, 2, 3. Swerve is now the #1 contender. Swerve is a man of his word. He presents the robe folded and neat to Nana. He gets down on his knees. Nana accepts it and he hugs him. Then Nana's dancing. Dude, fantastic feel-good moment.
It's funny. I was listening to the What Culture review. They did not care they loved the match, but didn't care for the Nana stuff. But I was like, man, I got emotionally invested into that. Especially like, did you notice when Nana started dancing after he got the robe back? When Swerve did, he just fucking collapsed. He was done.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I loved how they embraced and like Swerve kind of fell into, obviously because he just wrestled the hard match, but he like collapsed into Nana and he was like, I trust you. I thought it was Tony Schiavone called it an AEW moment, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is an AEW moment. I'm like, yeah, I'm emotional. I was involved. Like, I'm happy that they're together. I'm happy that Nana and Swerve are gonna keep going. I'm happy that Swerve won. Like, this is an AEW moment. I'm giving it to them. But yeah, excellent match. Again, I say all that. It's only fourth best match on the show. Like, this is how crazy the show was. But yeah, Ricochet is on another level. He's way better than he ever was in WWE. Like, I don't even want to talk about him in WWE anymore because was he on autopilot, or were they like, nah, you're just the flippy guy. You're just gonna do flips. Like, yeah. I don't know what it was. Like, I really don't get it. But he's so good, and of course, Swerve
he didn't have Will Washington.
Maybe. But yeah, Swerve is the man. Speaking of his time in WWE, I cannot believe they fired Swerve or let him go. I cannot believe that. Like, he is the next Stone Cold. Maybe not in terms of like sheer popularity, but in terms of like you let me go, you fired me from a fax machine. I'ma go to the other company with a chip on my shoulder and do all this great work. And Swerve has.
Gym. Like, have you seen any like old pictures versus what he looks now? He looks like a freaking world champion. Like, he is a unit.
I think it was the match he was in with like Roderick Strong and Jay White a couple weeks ago. And like I obviously they're wrestlers, they're big, but like Swerve is huge compared to Jay White and Roderick Strong, even, which I was like, oh yeah, they're tall, they're wrestlers. Like, no, Swerve is huge. So yeah, I love Swerve. I'll be honest. If Swerve and Takeshita didn't have such great nights tonight, I think Tony would be my favorite wrestler in just period. But like they had like, it's so hard. And Cody's doing work of his career, and Gunther's doing really good. Like, who do I pick? They're all good.
And Logan Paul. Oh,
he ripped a fan's shirt on Raw. I saw.
Ooh, he's gonna get sued.
I don't know if they will. We'll see. But it's merchandise that WWE are selling that says "I hate Logan Paul." Which like, why would you buy that? You know that money's going to Logan Paul.
Yeah. But yeah, this match was a true AEW moment. Yeah, I mean, where do they go from here? We know Swerve, what he's doing. What does Ricochet do now?
He goes crazier. He picks another. What if like you do like MJF Ricochet?
Yeah.
I know that's heel, but you tell a story of like they both kind of go crazy because they lost their big pay-per-view matches and like they're just taking it out on somebody. Like MJF is just in Ricochet's way and he starts beating him up, and Ricochet's like, I'm gonna return the favor. Like, I know heel doesn't always work, but I think that
those two could pull it off.
That could work. Yeah, I like that. I'm okay with that. Let's see. If I had to pick Ricochet, maybe I don't know, maybe a Jay White could be fun. Maybe Ricochet can cobble together a tag team and go after the Outrunners or something.
I was gonna say it's a lot of losses for Ricochet, but he could go for Kenny Omega in the international title.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think this loss took away from Ricochet, and I don't think a loss to Kenny Omega would, but that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah. Or have him get a chip on his shoulder and like go after the Hurt Syndicate. You didn't accept me, so he starts picking fights with them. That'd be funny.
Yep. Yeah, love Ricochet. I a lot like Monet, man. When he first showed up, it's like, okay. But man, oh man, he figured it out.
Yeah.
But cool, yeah. Great match, great moment. After that, we got Continental title match. Okada defending against Brody King. Fun match, lots of chops. Brody misses a crossbody on Okada while he's in a chair on the floor. Brody King topes Okada at one point. King hits Okada with his crossbody finally in the chair. Okada hits Brody with a neck breaker after taking a big lariat from Brody King. Just comes back with that neck breaker. We get an elbow drop to Brody King, then the old flip off from Okada. We get a Brody King doing a Death Valley driver on Okada in the corner. Then he cannonballs him, covers him for a 2 count. Okada grabs the chair. The ref is throwing it out, but Okada hits King with the belt, covers him. Brody King kicks out. I thought that was like, oh shit, Brody might be winning this. King counters a Rainmaker with a big lariat of his own. Okada counters a cannonball with a drop kick. Okada hits the Rainmaker for the win. Yeah, I was not completely sure Okada was gonna win. I mean, I kind of was into the idea of King winning it for like maybe a month or maybe dropping it back at Dynasty, and then we got the Okada Kenny title unification.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, still, I mean, it was a great match. It probably could have fit in on a Dynamite, like you were saying, Chad. But yeah, it was a good match. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic match. Like I said, that could have easily main evented a fantastic Dynamite. Like it was just the reason why I would have liked to maybe see it somewhere else is like to give those guys a bigger shine, because I figure like that was almost like a transition match. Like, oh, we're gonna put this here because it's in between a bunch of like our huge matches. And I was like, but he's Takeshita. Or Okada. Wow, my
Yeah.
brain is
Okada.
fucking Swiss cheese right now.
A habanero, huh? I'm kidding. I agree with you guys, but like again, I needed a transition match. I still enjoyed this. It was fun. And I think if you just have every match be a 8 out of 10 or higher banger, you're gonna get really tired of your pay-per-view. So like slowing it down, have a nice little Okada King match where it's just a bunch of big hits from Brody King and a bunch of big hits from Okada. I was enjoying it. Yeah, I thought this was a fun match.
Keep pushing King as a single star, Matthews as a single star. Have them tag when they have to, but I think they are gonna really go somewhere. Like they need to be rewarded for sticking with AEW. They probably, Buddy Matthews could have left. He signed a new contract last year, so
Mm-hmm.
I think he might be injured right now again from the Okada match. Apparently, he like hurt his ankle entering or during his entrance at
Oh,
Grand Slam.
I hope not.
I don't know if you guys heard that. There's some
no.
fan footage of him like literally rolling his ankle,
Aw.
like getting in there. So
Poor guy.
yeah, but yeah, I like the Hounds of Hell. I want to see more Julia Hart and maybe possibly a third member added to the group to
Ricochet.
take take Malachi's spot, not as a leader, but as an equal.
Yeah.
Danhausen.
Yeah, yeah.
Never mind. I want Danhausen as the leader. Man, Brody King, you are very, very evil.
Very good, very evil, very nice, very evil.
I have literally never seen Danhausen once, not once. So
It's pretty unfortunate. He just had that one little one-off at Ring of Honor a few months ago. Like,
like Ronda
I don't
Rousey.
like it. I don't like it. But anyway, we get a little comedy match here. AEW World Tag Team Championship match. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin versus the Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd. The Outrunners get a little offense from the get-go on the Hurt Syndicate, probably more than they should have. MVP's angry. He's yelling at Shelton and Lashley, get the job done. What are you doing? Shelton gives Truth a release German suplex. Truth kicks out of a running power slam from Lashley. The Outrunners give Shelton Benjamin a son of a bitch elbow. Turbo does a little Undertaker rope walk arm drag dealy. I kind of popped for that, not gonna lie. Anyway, Shelton does his thing. Bobby Lashley spears Turbo for the win. We had no doubt. I think I might have given the Outrunners my one want point, but
So did I.
but yeah, it's the right choice. No Young Bucks, man. I think that would have been the way to go.
Yeah, where are
Coming
those
out
little
after that.
stinkers?
I think if they were gonna return at any point, it would have been then. But maybe they were like, we know the Hollywood Endings match is coming up, so let's not. But then it's like, okay, just swap it with Okada and Brody King. Like that's not a. So maybe they just were never planned, and maybe they're taking vacation or something. I really don't know what's up with the Young Bucks, but I thought this match was fun. I enjoyed it, but I think it went too long just because it's the Hurt Syndicate in there. Like when they were coming out, I'm like, oh, I love their vibe of like, we're just two scary dudes who are like not gonna lose these titles. We're just not going to. Like, you're gonna try, but you're gonna fail because we're gonna hurt you a lot. So again, I love the Outrunners, but like, I just think it went too long. But again, when they hit that son of a bitch elbow, I was like, come on, baby. And when he was turban up or whatever, and you hear Nigel go, it's turban time. I was like, yeah, come on, Outrunners. So like, I really did want the Outrunners to win, but it went too long. It should have been like, that should have been like minute 2 of the match after like the other one gets speared and he gets speared and he's like, "Ugh," and then they just beat him. But yeah, it was a fine match. Also, I showed off I had a second habanero. I was going to eat it to apologize for the worst pitch I've ever given, which was the one where the Outrunners do the finger poke of doom and they just join the Hurt Syndicate as the tag champs. I think that's single-handedly the worst pitch I've ever had on this channel, and I was going to apologize to all the grappa maniacs out there. Unfortunately, my stomach is in incredible pain right now from the habanero, so I'll do it on Thursday when we record Dynamite.
Heck yeah.
I'm fully recovered from the habanero at this point, so
my mouth is, my stomach isn't. So I just don't want to risk it. I'm also out of ranch.
Ranch.
no.
I don't have anything else.
Oh man. But yeah, it was like you said, we needed a little break, a little comedy, because what came after that was something to behold, my friend.
Jeez.
No DQ, false count anywhere, Hollywood ending, AEW Women's World Championship title match. That was a mouthful.
This needs to be in the conversations for match of the year.
Oh yeah.
When we get to that point, like this has to be in the talks because wow, I like phone was down. I was locked in this whole match. Like I texted Dave once during it because I was like, they're trying to kill each other. And that was before they even started bleeding. Like he texted me back, yeah, there's so much blood. And I was like, what?
Yeah. I didn't realize where you were in the match. But yeah, man, even Bully Ray on Busted Open Radio fucking gave it high praise, and he doesn't usually do that.
He doesn't like anything.
No. This is probably one of the like. This is starting to get up there with like the Hangman Page journey for me, like as far as being one of the best storylines in AEW history.
Oh yeah.
It's like what, 2 years?
18 months. So yes, just about.
Like what the hell? Like fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic, man. Uh, we get good old JR. Does he come back for the main event?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Good old JR on commentary. Um, he did like say a couple things like involving gender and stuff that I
Yeah.
didn't feel was necessary. Like, this is one of the greatest. Doesn't matter what gender it is, or something like. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Like, you didn't need to say that. Just say this is the greatest match you've ever seen, because it fucking
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I actually, to counteract, I liked it because there was a bit where he was like, "These are two of the greatest women. Scratch that. These are two of the greatest superstars we've had in AEW ever." So I liked. I saw he was like going away from that.
Yeah.
I liked. I thought Jr. was like it was
good.
like 2001 Jr. Like he was back, baby. He was calling this match. It felt big time. Like especially like you get that little tingle in your spine when there's like a big match coming on. And you're like, I don't know who's gonna win. That's how I was for this. I rarely get that feeling these days, but I was like, this is a big fucking match. But also, if you watch our show, I quite enjoy the Mariah May Tony Storm feud.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. A little 50-50. So but yeah, continue, Dave. I don't want to cut you off too long.
Yeah. So they're brawling right away. Mariah May just comes up to the stage as Tony Storm's coming out. Mariah May grabs a taser out of a bouquet of flowers. I thought she was gonna use that thing. Oh my god!
I'm
But
surprised they
Luther,
didn't.
I know Luther snatches it out of her hand, but he gets drop kicked into a table. Uh, Tony power bombs Mariah May through a table off the stage. Covers her, but Mariah May kicks out. Tony Storm DDTs Mariah May off the barricade. May gives Tony Storm a Storm Zero on the steel steps. Grabs a chain from and a bunch of chairs from underneath the ring. Although the chain never came into play, did it?
I don't think so. No.
I don't think it did. At this point, dude, Tony Storm is gushing blood, like almost squirting out of her forehead. Uh, and dude, like, what ripped me was like they close up on her, and she's like, "Fuck, fuck." Like, did you catch that?
Yeah, we
Like,
Yeah.
dude, like I don't know if she was like, "Man, I bladed too hard, deep," or like,
He did the old
uh,
Eddie Guerrero blade where you're like, oop, I went too deep. I'm covered in blood.
Yeah. I'm gonna
dude,
pass out soon.
Uh-huh.
yep. Oh man, I just like was captivated when they zoomed in on her. So she's covered in blood, just dripping, almost squirting blood out of her face. Mariah May gives Tony a hip attack with a chair up against her in the ring. They hit each other with so they take tape, wrap it around their freaking hands with sticky side out, cover the tape with broken glass, and that was real glass. Cry me a river. Uh,
Jean-Claude
they
Van
didn't.
Damme would be so proud.
Yep. So they're hitting each other with the broken glass hands. Like they didn't really like lay into each other as much as I thought they were gonna do because I think it, like I said, it was real. So maybe they didn't want to like really go crazy.
And they still did enough with glass later on. Like they didn't need to punch each other 50 times with glass to really set in. Like basically, less is more in this scenario. Tony Storm just punched Mariah May once in the mouth, and commentary was like, oh my God. Like, which, like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Uh, Tony grinds a real broken bottle into Mariah May's forehead. She's dripping blood. Like you literally, as she's doing it, you see the blood dripping down on the canvas. I'm like, oh my god,
So
that is
good.
fucking real.
So good.
At one point, doesn't Mariah May like break a bottle on her like cooch? or something.
Yeah, so
Tony's-
basically Toni Storm's about to like stomp down on Mariah, and she smashes it right up, like, you know, it looked like it hit her very in her thigh, but it also could have been her own genitalia. It was a great spot.
Yeah.
Mariah May hits a Mayday on Toni Storm on the broken glass in the ring. Toni Storm gives Mariah May a Storm Zero on a chair and glass. Toni Storm ends up grabbing the shoe, the bloody shoe. Toni Storm curb stomps Mariah May into the belt and then whips her with it. They're up on the top of the stage at this point. There's a table set up with a couple crates behind it for them to climb on. Mariah May hits a Mayday on the stage on Toni Storm. Toni bashes Mariah May in the head over and over with the shoe. They climb up. And Toni Storm gives Mariah May a Storm Zero through the table. Hollywood ending. Toni Storm pins Mariah May. 1, 2, 3. They're covered in blood. She just cradles her there. We get the end on the big screen. We got credits rolling. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. AEW doesn't always do a good job of capturing those moments or making them feel like as epic as they can, but they got that. They did that right. Like that final shot, like kind of as it pulled up on that jib, and they are just splayed out, and that cool Hollywood table was, oh man, it was like such a good visual.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And oddly enough, that match was only like 14 minutes.
Yeah.
It like, just thinking about it, it feels as long as the Takeshita Omega match, but that match was like twice as long. Like it just, man, like
They did so much, like
mm-hmm.
pedal to the metal.
I wonder if it was like, you're only getting 15 minutes for your match, right? Or if it was like, you're only getting 13 minutes plus intros. And they're like, well, fuck that. Like, fourth to the top. Like, we're going to go kill the show. And they did.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably.
I don't know. I think if the match was longer, it wouldn't have been as good. I feel like felt urgent. It felt like they were fucking trying to kill each other. It was just go
Yeah.
until it was dead. Like, I thought the match was exactly as long as it needed to be.
Yeah. Shocker, this could be crazy. I loved this match. This was one of the best matches I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Not kidding. Toni Storm is fantastic. I think if Swerve and Takeshita didn't also have really good nights tonight or last night, she would easily be my favorite wrestler in AEW right now. But it's like, they're all just equal right now. They're all just like amazing.
Good problem to have.
Yeah. But just like, there's so many little callbacks to so many little things in their feud. Again, like, the crowd too are amazing for this. I love when she pulls out the taser and they're like, whatever. And then she starts lighting it and you're like, and they're like, oh, no.
That's not gimmicked.
Oh my God. And then, like, it was kind of Chekhov's taser, but I'm also fine with that. Like, we don't need to tase people.
Yeah.
And then that fucking glass tape spot, like, just Toni Storm doing it, and she's not like, Toni Storm is the fucking like coolest person ever, because she was doing all this crazy shit with like no hesitation. She's like, okay, that didn't work, I'm going to the next crazy shit. Okay, that didn't work, I'm going to the next shit. Like, she was doing it, and Mariah May put her hand in there, and I'm sure it wasn't fun, but she started like screaming and like crying in pain. Like, it was so like good. Like, it was kind of like that MJF Danielson match where MJF's like, I'm not built for this. And Danielson's like doing jumping jacks at like minute 58 or whatever, where he's like, this is like what I live for. This is so much fun. So just start to finish, this whole so many callbacks throughout their entire feud. It ended center stage, where you could argue the feud really began with Mariah May clobbering Toni Storm, Toni Storm clobbering Mariah May with it. Toni Storm got to whip Mariah May like she whipped Toni Storm with the belt. Like, so many things. And then, of course, them doing the Storm Zero through the Hollywood sign table, breaking Hollywood. Like, damn. Fantastic all
And
around.
she whipped her metal plate side down with that belt.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does. They didn't
Yeah.
do that at all the whole time.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Unreal. We got to see Luther. Like, he had to be there. Had to be there.
But I also
Um,
think Mariah May taking him out almost instantly is really smart because, like, I love Luther and I want to see Luther with Tony Storm, but I don't need him in this match. I think Mariah May executed that perfectly. Just all in all, both women are amazing talents. I think Tony Storm is like top 10 best signings in AEW history, if I'm being honest. So yeah,
This for me, this just put them up there to like with the, that death match, like Swerve Hangman. That's right there. Like,
oh yeah,
1A, 1B. Like,
this made Thunder Rosa Britt Baker look like child's play.
yeah. So
yeah, match of the year contender.
Oh, I think the only hard part was, or the only issue with that is there's going to be so many more matches that happen. This will just get forgotten. So I really hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
This was just a really special match.
Yeah. No, like you said, like 18 months in the making. Like, holy crap. And I don't think I've ever had such a satisfying conclusion to a feud before. Like I was like, the end, like I could almost just shut the show off right there. Like, okay, I need a minute. Like,
yeah, I think stuff like this is why I don't think I'll ever be able to give up on AEW, because like, even if like the rest of the card sucked, this match was so good it would have made up for it. And that, like, it's almost it's just extra credit that everything else was good because this match was so above par. Like, even with this awful Death Rider story, I don't want to, like, I'm excited for Dynamite. I want to see what Tony Storm's up to. I want to see what Omega's up to. I want to see what Osprey's up to. Like, I want to see what all these people are up to. So
yeah, I was actually I think I might have even texted Dave that one too, which is I wonder what Chandler thinks of this, because I know the blood stuff is not always your bag. So
Oh
to
no,
hear
he's
you,
turning
like
into
this.
a sicko.
No, when it's stuff like this every once in a while.
it was motivated and it had good storyline. It wasn't just being crazy for crazy's sake. Like, everything felt motivated.
Because when's the last time someone bled this crazy in a match? Osprey at World's End? Like, and that wasn't even a hardcore match. He just bled that much. So I'm fine with it, honestly. Like, I just want it spread out. I don't want to see this match on Dynamite every week.
True.
And like,
yeah,
like this Hangman Swerve one, it was earned because the rivalry built up to it.
Yeah, this was insane. Absolutely fantastic. This elevated Mariah May to like a whole nother tier.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can't wait to see what she's gonna do.
Oh, she's just gonna fade into mediocrity now.
That's what Tony Storm said. Mariah May's found out what happens when you fight God.
Yeah. It's the same thing that's happened to just about every other AEW title holder. The women's.
Mm-hmm.
Once you drop it, you're done.
Yeah.
So this is where they pair RJ City up with Camille to save her.
Nah, I want her to stick with Tony Storm and Mariah Way. I don't need him to go to Camille. Stay in his lane.
He's so good at it though. He like need him to like save her.
Yeah.
Gimmick.
I don't know. I don't even think Tony Khan wants to save her. I don't think he cares.
I wonder what the deal is, man. I wonder if she said or did the wrong thing, or like pissed someone off, or complained, or was difficult, or
I'm sure she's got a hell of a shoot interview in a couple months coming our way. So we just gotta wait for that.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, enough of this masterpiece of a match.
Yeah, the next one sucked. Let's just skip it and get to Cope and Mox. Next two sucked.
International title match. Kenny Omega versus our boy Konosuke Takeshita. This was insane. I freaking loved it. Kenny Omega had to really earn this one. He had to fight, fight, fight. Takeshita beat his ass and exploited that freaking gut, that stomach over and over and over again. Don Callis got involved multiple
I love that's a
times.
meme for him now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But man, this was good, and we all knew it was coming, and it just like it worked. The story that was told worked. Uh, Kenny's now a Grand Slam champion, first ever in AEW. I don't even think anyone's like close as far as like
Pac.
people have won 2. Who?
Pac.
So Pac's been international trios.
Wasn't he tag? I thought he was tag. No?
Nope.
Ray Fenix,
No
if he was
one's.
still at the company.
Yeah, well,
Because he did trios, tag, and international.
Death Triangle never won the trios.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, they had the
They
best
they
of 7
did?
series with
they
the
had the
Bucks.
best of 7 with the elite.
Oh God, I mean, very
Yeah,
forgettable.
that was who got it after the elite got stripped off of it after CM Punk
Wow.
gate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah, Ray
So
It
yeah,
feels like a different lifetime ago now.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Ray Fenix would have been the next up, but who's he? I don't even know.
Well, a new
So-
luchador did debut in WWE Raw tonight.
Ooh,
It was
really?
So it was kind of it's interesting. I'll say it really quickly. So it was in the New Day Rey Mysterio match, and somebody came out, started beating up Dragon Lee, and they had like a Lucha Max that had American insignia all over it. So everyone's like, "Oh, it's Chad Gable, right?" The person hit the standing suspended Chaos Theory suplex, so it's like, "Oh, it's Chad Gable." And then as security was pulling him away, he went, "Oh, gracias," because he typically goes, "Oh, thank you." And so Kathy Kelly was interviewing him backstage and was like, "Cut the bullshit, man. It was your height. He's wearing what you're wearing. It was a American flag. He said a gracias, and like it was you." And Chad Gable was like, "It's not me." And then they look in the background and there's security pulling away the luchador. So is it probably Chad Gable? Yeah, but like it's a neat little story, and I love Chad Gable, so I want to see what he's up to.
It'd be funny if they tried to like kayfabe and it somehow was actually Otis.
Yeah, that was Otis. Don't worry about it.
Hey, I can't put my arms above my head.
They film it again, like they just blatantly film it in like an empty arena, and it's Otis doing it. And they're like, "Look at the footage."
Oh, that sounds fun. I like that. But yeah, Ray will be imminently debuting in the WWE.
I think he's gonna be at Mania.
Is who's got the tag titles right now?
The
Motor
War
City?
Raiders.
Oh, the Motor City lost it? When did they lose it?
Yes, but they're on the other brand.
Oh, are there 2 different tag belts? Raw and SmackDown?
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, that was a fun segment on SmackDown. Was Adam Pearce trying to explain the tag team division right now?
Mm-hmm.
It basically turned into the meme with Charlie Day in front of the board with all. It was really funny.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, Takeshita, Kenny Omega, they're battling it out. A lot of forearm strikes. A lot of a lot of striking to start out with. At one point, Don Callis attacks Kenny on the floor, and he's faking that he broke his hand. I love that. That's what he does. He like, if he kicks someone, he like limps and stuff. Like I like that he does that a lot. It's pretty cool.
I loved it on commentary when he came back because you can see Tony Schiavone is like this, but he hands him the microphone. And Taz is like, "Why did you do that, Tony? It would have been so nice if you just didn't do that." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I just thought I should."
Oh my god, yeah. I love to boo Don Callis. It's so fun. Takeshita sets up a table, goes for a Blue Thunder Bomb, but Kenny stops it and slams Takeshita's head on the apron. Takeshita pushes Kenny over the timekeeper's table when Kenny was going to do whatever he was going to do, his crossbody or whatever he does after You Cannot Escape. Uh, Takeshita gives Kenny a brainbuster, covers him. Kenny kicks out. Takeshita kicks out of a You Cannot Escape in the ring. Don Callis grabs Kenny's leg when he's trying to run the ropes to do a tope or a over the top rope dive over the top rope. Takeshita drops Kenny on or drops him up. Takeshita, oh yeah, drops Kenny gut first on an upside down table, and then puts the table up on its side and drops Kenny gut first on the same table. A little bit earlier, Kenny pushes the table over that Takeshita sets up, and the crowd starts booing.
Kenny Omega's a heel. He's a heel, I tell you. He booked Takeshita in this match. He pushed over the table. He's a heel.
Uh-huh.
They're exchanging strikes. Omega hits a Snapdragon suplex. Then Kenny hits a V-trigger and power bombs Takeshita. Then another knee strike. He covers him, but Takeshita kicks out. Kenny kicks out of a Blue Thunder Bomb. Takeshita lariats Kenny off the top turnbuckle. His head hits the apron on his way down. We were talking about that a little earlier. Kind of a scary spot. Yeah, that looked like it hurt. Kenny nails a beautiful top rope springboard power bomb on Takeshita. Covers him for a 2 count. That thing was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Chef's kiss.
Another V trigger to Takeshita. Kenny tries to hit a 1-Weekend Angel, but he can't lift up Takeshita. He tries again, but Takeshita counters, and Takeshita tries to do a 1-Weekend Angel. But then they both counter. They both go for a pile driver. Kenny counters that, tries to go for a pile driver. And then Takeshita finally counters that into a tombstone pile driver. That was a really fun sequence. Beautiful stuff.
That's not even the end of it. He picks him back up and goes for a Gonzo bomb.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Love Takeshita. Takeshita hits Omega with a running knee. Kenny kicks out of or he kicks out at 1. The crowd goes absolutely insane. Whole freaking arena is erupting. Omega counters a Raging Fire with a ripcord knee into a pile driver. Kenny goes for another 1-Winged Angel, but Takeshita counters it into a Raging Fire, but Kenny counters that into a roll-up. Takeshita rolls over it too, but Kenny rolls him back over. 1, 2, 3. Kenny gets the pin. New international champion, Grand Slam. Man, dude, like Takeshita still looked great, in defeat. Like he looks like he belongs in the main event scene. Please, Tony Khan, please do something big with him.
Yeah.
He'll-
What?
He'll win the next Casino Gauntlet battle match. But yeah, shocker. I thought this match was really good too. And I think it's why I got really tired when I hit the Osprey Fletcher match. Was
Oh.
just me personally. The two matches that I was most invested in were back to back,
Yeah.
and they both really delivered. Like superseded my expectations that were already pretty high for them in the first place. But goddamn, this match was amazing. Like I said before, I love the bit where Takeshita hits the tombstone and he holds on, and just his face, it's like a little, like he's a little silly. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again," and he picks him back up and goes for the Gonzo bomb. All the stuff with the table. I loved how Takeshita, he hits his big chops, his big forearm strikes, but he was going lower. He was going for the gut all night.
That was cool when he changed the levels on him. And boom. That was awesome.
He's faking out Kenny. Kenny was awesome. Like his selling was on another level. Just his great tenacity. I loved him. And then him winning, like it actually protected Takeshita. Yeah. Oh, what they fail and obviously do with Cope. Like why does Kenny Omega do it pretty well? Like really well. So yeah, I love this match. I think they just have bigger plans with Kenny Omega, which is fine. It's the second they were like, "Oh, he's the first ever Grand Slam AEW champ." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's why they did it."
Yeah.
Like,
no, and I think that's going to lead to him and Okada and probably unifying that dang diddly belts because there's too many of them.
He'll be the first ever Penta, whoever that guy is, champion. He'll have 5 titles in AEW. But yeah,
they should probably call it the Intercontinental Championship.
No, that's why I'm calling it the International Championship.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, this was incredible watching Kenny Omega have to fight back. Like he'd get somewhere, but Takeshita would just knock him down. Get somewhere, knock him down. Like he had to really earn it. Like he totally pulled that off, telling that story. Takeshita still looked like $1 million.
Yeah. And the way they both sold that rolling pin, because usually that's like a transitional thing. Nobody ever wins on it. It just kind of gets the crowd up on their feet. But like that looked like intense. Like they were both struggling and fighting to pin each other, not just, oh, we're just gonna roll around and it's gonna look cool. It was like, no, it actually looked like part of a fight. It was great.
Like Kenny's desperately he can't, he might be too tired to do anything. So this is all he can do. And I loved when he finally got the 3. Takeshita pops up immediately. He probably he kicked out at 3.2 or something like that. But it fits with the story, right? It fits with the match. It's not oh brother, I'm gonna kick you out of your finisher at 3.1. Oh no, Kenny was 0.2 seconds away from not getting that.
Yeah.
And then I love to he basically tackled the ref and was like, that was 2. And it's just amazing work from both of them. Fun fact, Dave, the only thing we know about Dynamite this week is that Kenny Omega will be there. So
nice.
It'll be nice to see what he has to say. They'll most definitely set up his next opponent. Who will it be? Because I'm going to assume it would be somebody who won at Revolution. So we could see him.
Let's do Ricochet. He didn't win, but
I'm okay with that. I think that'd be a good one.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Hangman would be fun. And then they bond and be a tag team again. I don't know. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, something I really loved too was, so we had Don Callis talking about the diverticulitis. He was talking about Kenny's head space and his psychology, and then he's talking about it's that's the part of the intestine that absorbs nutrients. And Taz is like, so you're a doctor, you're a psychiatrist, and a nutritionist.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of that.
I thought everyone on commentary was great last night.
Yeah.
I thought like there wasn't like typically like Excalibur was annoying here. Nigel, I forgot. Nigel brought up the rock paper scissors thing.
True.
Oh shit!
But like
I missed
again,
it.
because it's Nigel, it wasn't awful because I think he said something like I can't even remember what he said, but like he was like, "Oh, he beat it with scissors because it beats with paper or whatever," and I was like, it's so. That was like,
You.
it was like a pointed laugh, like tee. Remember when they tried to make it about rock paper scissors?
Yeah, everyone on commentary was so good. I miss Nigel in general. Like that's one of my biggest things I miss about Collision, not watching it.
Nigel McGuinness,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. He's great. It was a great pay-per-view all around, except for the main event.
We still have another match.
Yeah.
We do. We got a banger
Did
of
you
a.
guys picture, by the way, being there in the live crowd and it was just banger after banger? Like, I don't know if I'd be able to come up for Osprey's entrance after all that. I'd just be like,
no.
fuck. Like, I want to cheer, but I'm so tired.
Well, that they got the main event to calm down. That was their piss.
I'd be looking for my fucking car and trying to beat traffic. There's Mox's music. Well, see ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the penultimate steel cage almost main event here. Will Osprey, Kyle Fletcher. This was insane. So for their entrances, they both climb on top of the cage and just like stand and face each other. Pretty sick, man. Is that like something you can remember that has happened like in
Hell in a Cell, Mick Foley, Mankind, or
okay.
Undertaker.
I think Kevin
Like
Owens
to start off the match, they faced each other?
Yeah. They just went both climbed right off the hop.
Oh man. Well, I mean, this was kind of a homage to Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
that might have been
AEW can't come up with anything on its own.
Yeah, Chelsea
They
Green
might-
did it earlier that week.
Yeah, Chelsea Green's better than Will Osprey. I said it.
but yeah, man, they both get up on the cage. Osprey goes for an Oz cutter, but he hits his ankle on the cage because he's not used to being so restricted. I like that that was like part of the story too.
Yeah.
Like at one point he goes for a springboard, but like he can't. He's like, I can't do this. I don't have enough room. Like
I loved when
that was like smart.
I loved when that idiot went for a Sasuke special and he just collapsed on the. It was like, yeah, no shit. What are you thinking? It was good though, because it's like they were hamming it up. Like Will Osprey's never had a steel cage match before, which is kind of crazy. So like,
right?
yeah, no shit. This guy gets into his groove. He does all these moves like they're nothing to him, and it's like, oh, I literally can't do half my moves because they're involved around like hopping off the rope. So that was a really interesting way to start the match.
Yeah. Fletcher lawn darts Osprey into the cage. He starts bleeding. Osprey chops Fletcher until his chest bleeds. Fletcher removes a top turnbuckle pad. Osprey kicks Fletcher in the head into the exposed turnbuckle. Osprey hits a Cancun tornado for a 2 count. Will Osprey kicks out of a Liger bomb. Then Osprey no-sells some Kawada kicks from Fletcher. Osprey counters a Styles Clash from Fletcher into a DDT. Mark Davis shows up and cuts the lock off the cage with bolt cutters. He gives Fletcher a chair and a bag of weapons. Osprey slams the cage door on Davis and knocks him out of there. Takes out Fletcher. He picks up a barbed wire bat, uses it on Fletcher, hits him in the stomach, grinds it into his face. Osprey does a Cactus Jack bang bang thing. Fletcher tries to trick Osprey with the United Empire armband and the whatever thingy they do, hand signal.
It was like something like this. I don't want to. I think it was like this.
There it is. I got it.
Yo,
Ooh.
bring it back, baby.
Jeff Cobb was in United Empire.
Really?
Yeah, I really want to see him in AEW. To be
Mhm.
honest, him and I don't know, Will Hobbs can be the tag team champs.
Oh my God.
Cobb and Hobb connection, baby.
Yeah, dude. Let's see. So he tries to trick him, but he low blows Osprey. Fletcher swings the bat at Osprey, but Osprey hits the hidden blade on Fletcher. But Davis makes it back in, and he stops the pin and chokes out Osprey. Osprey fights back and hits an Oz cutter off the upper portion of the cage on Fletcher. Covers, but Fletcher kicks out. Osprey wraps barbed wire around his arm. Fletcher tries to climb out of the cage, and he grabs the screwdriver that's been in so many Don Callis storylines. He hits Osprey in the head with it over and over. Fletcher gives Osprey a brainbuster on a chair, just like he did on Dynamite. Except this time the chair just like bent and collapsed like it probably should have the first time.
Mhm.
Osprey kicks out of a pin somehow. Osprey gives Fletcher a Styles Clash on thumbtacks. They battle on the top of the cage over the screwdriver. Osprey ends up hitting Fletcher with it, and then he gives Fletcher a Spanish fly off the top of the cage into the middle of the ring. Fletcher's on his knees. He yells, "I fucking hate you!" As Osprey hits him with the hidden blade. Then a Tiger Driver 91, baby. You got to pull out the big guns here for the win. Osprey seems like he hurt his hip, but apparently he's okay.
Oh, thank God.
Uh,
I was actually kind of worried
yeah.
about that, the way he was selling, because that looked like he took most of that landing on his hip.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was fantastic.
Yeah. These three matches, like, it's why I can't be too mad at the main event, despite how truly awful it was. Because, like, I feel like, oh, if I could only remember one match, like, there's a disservice to, especially like this match. Like, this match was insane. Like, I was tired and I wanted to go to bed, and this match still got me back into it because I was like, yeah, come on, Osprey. And I don't like Osprey that much, but I was like, come on, I want to see you win. That stupid Spanish fly off the top. Good Lord. Those thumbtacks where he did a Styles Clash on thumbtacks. Are you kidding me? And then that Oz cutter you mentioned where he scurried up the cage a little bit. That was nutty. That was just nutty. This was a really, really, really good match. It was only my third favorite match on the show, which is still like crazy to say, but like, yeah, I liked Omega Takeshita better. But yeah, and I really liked Fletcher like running away a lot. One of the times was to get the screwdriver, but after that failed, it was like, oh no, like I'm out of here. I don't want to be a part of this. Yeah, I think the only part I didn't like about this match is I wish Mark Davis didn't get involved.
Yeah.
I get they probably just wanted to like tie off the Aussie Open bit, but I would have just rather preferred they didn't do that.
Didn't need it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this was a really excellent match. I loved the little Mick Foley tribute where he was like, bang, bang, bro. And then I loved the very end also where Osprey's just ready. He's going to do it. And of course, Fletcher's like, oh, I bloody hate you, bro. Yeah. Oh, I don't ever want to see you at my barbie ever again, bro. Yeah, very, very, very good match.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm an Osprey guy, and I was just,
Me too.
and still, this, I think for me, this was probably third of the night too. Like, what did we just have like 3 or 4 contenders for match of the night in one
Yes.
evening? Like, that was
Yes.
bananas. Like I said, I could have just like shut the TV off here and been happy. Bless you.
Yeah.
Sorry. I kept telling, I told Chad today, walking into this, I was like, man, AEW has a lot to follow after a pretty damn good Rumble and a pretty good Elimination Chamber. And I'm like, WWE has a lot to follow when it's Revolution, because now, like, that was like show of the year. Like,
Yeah.
with the main event, that was the show of the year. I'm gonna say it now. There's been 3 events. I don't think we're gonna get one better. But yeah, I genuinely think if they pulled the plug here, people would regard it as like one of the greatest pay-per-views of all time. I do agree. I think Mariah May, Toni Storm should have been the main event, especially with the end and all that. This is the culmination of an 18-month-long feud. It was bloody. It was diabolical. But also, I think I would have been okay if Fletcher Osprey main evented.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the match that the crowd was the most into. Maybe just because it was the match with the craziest shit, like that Spanish fly off the top. But I think it earned it too with how well it was done and how it was booked. So yeah, I thought overall it was an all-timer.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we had a lady expose the business.
Yeah. The great
Yep.
thing about wrestling is they know they're gonna win before they go out. Like, what?
Yeah. Maybe you should not do these things live with people that you don't really know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should pre-tape them and then just be like, oh, that didn't work out. We're not going to play that.
Yeah. Or like you just redo it and have her not say, oh, you know who's going to win.
At least my girl Crystal from Heels didn't say it.
Yeah.
It was the other one.
Speaking
did you
of-
ever watch Heels, Chandler?
No.
It's
Worth
good.
it.
Check it
Was
out.
it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm going to go see Queen of the Ring tomorrow. So I'll let you all know.
I gotta see it. I think I got to.
Well, they were like, oh, there's only 5 days to see it. And I was like, oh, shit, really? So I bought a ticket. I'll see it tomorrow. I'll let you guys know when we record Dynamite. You'll see it. You'll see if it's good. Because if I'll be like, oh, this was good, and I'll gush about it like I did about Iron Claw, like you'll see. But if it was bad, I'll be like, it's not that good. Don't watch it. Like that'll be it. I'll just be more sad if it's bad.
Yeah, true. Cool. Yeah, fill us in. Let us know. I guess we got to talk about this main event.
We do. Oh, see, like this is why Revolution is so fascinating, because I always say the podcast is great when there's really good wrestling or really bad, and we got both.
Yeah. Do you remember what the main event was for the last year's Revolution?
No, it was some like old man like having
so really it's the same thing. It was just some old dude at the end of the show, right?
God, I don't even think about that. Compare the two. Compare Sting and Cope. Just do it right now in your head. Like, I know Sting didn't lose that much, but like he also wasn't at the top of the card. He didn't want to win those stupid tag titles. Tony Khan made him. So, like, just compare the two in your mind. Think about, I wasn't even thinking about last year's Revolution. God, what a match.
Yeah. I was like shocked because I was like, what was last year? Oh, that was that much show. It's like, wow, did a year really just go by?
Mm-hmm.
That I actually had a bit of an existential crisis after that.
God, that's crazy. I don't even think about that.
Yeah. What a difference a year makes, huh? We got Jon Moxley. We got Cope. AEW World Championship match. We got the fans singing Copeland's theme again. I'm happy for him for that. He loves it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deny that he's got some popularity.
But remember the last time the fans sang every word to a
Yeah.
legendary
I was
veterans
gonna
theme
say,
song?
sick of Judas.
Yeah. Hopefully history doesn't repeat itself,
I think it
although it
already
kind of is. Yeah. So they do some forearm strikes to each other for a while to start. Moxley's in control of Cope. We get a neck breaker on the apron to Copeland. Moxley's targeting the neck. They show the ops watching up in the upper section. That was kind of neat. Copeland hits an impaler on Moxley, but can't capitalize. Copeland spears Moxley uh, through the ropes off the apron onto the floor. Moxley slams Cope into the steel steps. John Moxley tries to give Cope a pile driver on the exposed concrete floor, but Copeland counters with a back body drop. Moxley gives Cope a pile driver in the ring. Copeland kicks out after a cover. Cope escapes from a bulldog choke by barely reaching the ropes. Moxley shoves the ref. The ref doesn't like it. He doesn't back down. He shoves Moxley back. Moxley grabs a chair, but the ref grabs it, tries to get rid of it. Copeland rolls up Moxley with plenty of time to pin, but Moxley pushes Copeland into the ref. The ref is knocked out. We got a ref bump. Moxley gives Copeland a paradigm shift. Then grabs two chairs. He's about to give Copeland a concerto, but there's only one man who knows how to get out of that move, and he kicks the chair into Moxley's face. The Great Wheeler Yuta ends up walking out. Is he going to help Copeland? Oh, nope. He gives Copeland a Bazaiku knee. What do you know? Yuta grabs the briefcase. Jay White runs in and accidentally hits Copeland with the fucking briefcase.
You know,
Wah, wah.
I can't
Or
remember.
was it an accident?
I don't care. I don't care. Only the Death Rider's story. 3 times has it made me like crack out, like just burst out laughing because what I'm watching is so stupid. Like I was like, oh, Chad, what they're gonna do? Jay White's gonna like sneak in right as Christian's signing the contract, because all it says is whoever signs it, like, and he's gonna sign it. He's gonna get Jay White's walking away with the championship because in New Japan he was this great heel, this really smart heel, and this would be a really smart heel thing to do and to save this death. No, he's just an idiot. He just conks old Kopi on the head. He goes, what? Oh, duh. And then him and Yuta just kind of clobber to the back. Like, way to just kill Jay White. Like, yeah, he's not dead, but like, he's going to have to do a lot to recover from looking that stupid.
Moxley covers Copeland, but the ref comes too late. Copeland kicks out. Cope spears Mox, covers him, gets a 2 count. Cope spears Mox 2 more times and covers, but Christian appears, pulls out Moxley. He cashes in his title shot. I guess who got the prop bet for that?
We all did.
We all. Oh my god! So they canceled this all out. Christian spears Cope and covers him. Cope kicks out. Then he gives him a kill switch, but Moxley gets Christian in a bulldog choke. I did like that Christian tried to cover Cope.
Yeah, that was funny.
While he was.
Christian
that was cool.
Was the best part about Mox versus Cope.
Yeah.
Christian could have had the best title win in history. I was watching Brian Alvarez talking about it. He's like, it would have been so stupid if they ended it like that. Nuh-uh. It would have been so funny. Like, he's getting choked out, but he still has the hand on him. Yeah. 1, 2. Like, could you imagine?
I would have loved it.
when he pulled away, I was like, oh no. Oh no. And then like the crowd was realizing it as I was. And it's just like, oh man. And yeah.
Yep, Moxley pulls him away at
4
2.
more years. 4 more years.
Oh God. Christian passes out. Moxley wins. Now, okay, silver lining. They could have just ended it with Moxley leaving through the tunnel or the stands, but Prince Nana confronts Moxley on his way out. He's saying number one contender. They pan up to the top of the tunnel. Swerve's up there like a freaking gargoyle, lying in wait. There's security everywhere. Swerve jumps down, gives Moxley and all the security a Swerve stomp. He's standing tall. The crowd is, whose house? Swerve's house. Swerve looks like a complete badass. I know you don't have faith, Chandler, but he's got to win that title.
I just don't have faith. I'm with you. He has to. I want it so bad, but I can't. I literally cannot bear. I just had to lose the Christian contract to protect Cope. That's like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
If you had told me what's the worst way for Christian to lose that, I could have come up with 50. And I still wouldn't have said, oh, he does it to protect Cope from taking a pin. Oh, like, brother, this guy stinks. I'm so sick of Cope. I'm so sick of him. I don't want to see him. He is the Hulk Hogan of AEW. Minus the racism, minus the lying, okay? Minus that. But the brother, I ain't gonna work for me, brother. So to blow off a little steam, I've been finding some that not by chance. This is just my Twitter. A lot of anti-Cope stuff right now. So, Chad, do you remember WrestleMania 36, Randy Orton versus Edge?
Yeah, it was the greatest match ever.
No, that was at Backlash a couple months later.
Oh, I don't know then. I don't know. It's all the same.
This was the longest last man standing of all time.
That. Yeah, that was terrible.
And they had like an uncomfortable Chris Benoit spot in there. Yeah, it was awful. Anyways, so I found some reactions to it, and I just think it's funny. So Dave Meltzer said, I was ready to confess to crimes if they end this Chinese water torture match 8 minutes ago. Brian Alvarez just says, this is officially going way too long. Sean Rossap says, this has been a lot of the same thing for a long time. And then Ryan Satin just goes, love the creativity and intensity in this match. It feels like a real fight, which fits this feud more than a regular match would have. Killer work from Edge and Morton. So I think it's just really funny that like all the big three in terms of wrestling media are like, this is awful. Even Brian Alvarez is like, this is too much. Sean Rossap is like, this is too much. And then that guy's like, it's great. So I don't know. Like this is such a like disaster of a main event. Like remember Jay White and MJF, how that was the worst AEW main event? Not anymore. We got a new one. Like how do you just you ruin Yuta, you ruin Jay White, you ruin Christian, you make Colt look like a jackass, you make Moxley like I just hate Moxley more. Like, and I was watching Brian Alvarez and he was arguing it's not go away heat because no one's turning off because of Moxley. And you know what? That's true. But again, look at the rest of this card. This card had to work their fucking ass off to make up for this dog shit main event. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, of course I'm not going to turn off when Tony Storm and Will Osprey and Kenny Omega are running around in their primes of their careers. Of course I'm not going to turn away. But, like, I don't want to watch a main event scene that's worthless. That like it's demeaning. It makes people worse. Adam Page was worse And now he had one match with MJF and one match with Christopher Daniels, and he's way better than he was after the world title scene. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're feeding a couple people's egos, and it's just dragging everybody else down because Tony Khan can or won't say no to these guys. Just be like, no, you're dropping the title to Swerve. We're gonna forget this shit ever happened.
I hope. I really hope it's like Swerve versus Moxley. If Swerve loses, him and Nana have to break up. And if Moxley loses, the Death Riders have to break up, right? You add some stakes, and Swerve wins. Like, Swerve just wins.
I can't go through another pay-per-view watching Moxley come out the winner.
You just do what Cody Rhodes should have done at like WrestleMania 39, whatever, where like he on his own just beats the Bloodline. I want to see Swerve on his own in one match just beat the Death Riders. I'm fine with that. I love Swerve.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if Omega and the international title become like the big title in AEW, I'm not gonna be against it because it's Kenny Omega, but like, come on, man. That's like your third most important belt.
Yeah. It's like when Lesnar was holding it and like just never around. Like, all right, we're just gonna make this shit more interesting.
Yeah, the Intercontinental title, which has been dog shit for years, is going to get interesting because you have Seth Rollins and Finn Balor wrestling for it, right? Would you rather see that than Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for the 30th time? So I don't know. I want Swerve to win that title so badly. I just can't I could handle, obviously I'm an adult, but like it would be really deflating if I just had to watch Moxley win again.
Yeah, especially Swerve. Swerve's special. Like, he's generational. Like, yeah, that's like, yeah, I don't know. I almost think they, if it were me, which I don't know, maybe I'm just setting myself up for disappointment. When Moxley was actually in his prime and good, it was, oh shit, things are going wrong. Break glass in case of emergency, throw the belt on Moxley. I would have hoped that's what they're doing with Swerve, but I just don't have faith in this main event scene.
You're gonna you kind of got to put it on like a Swerve or Osprey or Hangman or Omega right now. Like you need someone to build up the main title because it's kind of the fourth most important title in AEW. No, it's the third. TNT title's the Collision title.
Well, women's.
That's true.
That's way more fucking cool than this is.
I'm just separating them, right? Because you can't have like I don't.
Don't like yeah. For me, women's is the top after tonight. That shit was amazing. Like
they made that. Mariah May and Toni Storm really made that belt feel really important. Like it tore apart these two women because of the title.
Yeah, that was amazing. Like, for me, that's the top belt right now.
They need to retire the damn trios titles and introduce women's tag.
Maybe. What if the Ops beat the Death Riders for the trios titles, and then Samoa Joe is just like, all right, we're gonna retire them because
just like he did with the TV title.
Yeah. Well, he didn't retire it. He just gave it up, but still, he should retire them.
Or Hook with the FTW. Yo, we just want it back. Here you go, Taz.
Well, like, all right, they just keep giving like anytime Hook wins a belt, he's like, here you go, Taz, and then like Taz is like the champ forever.
He's the belt collector now.
He just walks out every week with all three trios titles. Like, what? Hook handed them to me. I'm the champ now. Ugh,
man. So. Well, yeah, I'm excited for Dynamite.
Yeah, no, the follow will be good. This could like be like Raw after WrestleMania type vibes.
I would still say Revolution is one of the greatest events I've ever seen for wrestling. Even with the main event.
Yeah,
like, not even taking the main
2
event
years
out.
in a row. Like this is kind of becoming their must see.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, love it. I hope they bring us a Wrestle Dream out here. I want to see another
Sure.
pay-per-view live, and I want it to be in Portland.
As long as
For
it's in the
sure.
Pacific Northwest, I'll understand.
Yep. Yeah. But cool, yeah. Looking forward to Dynamite, looking forward to all the new feuds, the big shakeup, Fallout. And yeah. I didn't love everything that happened in the main event, but it was pro wrestling. I didn't hate it.
I think it's okay if you did like it. I'm just gonna be honest. I hated it. I hated every second of that Cope Moxley match. It was everything I've been complaining about with both Cope and Moxley, but like times infinity, to the point where it's like, oh, I thought Jay White was gonna be saved. No. Oh, we always have Christian Cage in the background. He might know. Like, he just killed all of this.
Yeah.
Like, I got so mad. I like go back to that gauntlet match at All In. What was the point of it?
You know
Like-
what? Let's just strap up Jericho. The Jericho vortex is way less destructive.
No, no, we're not doing this.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's our review of AEW Revolution 2025. If you're still listening, don't forget to elbow drop that like button, power around that subscribe button, and leave a damn comment. But yeah, the best thing about wrestling is you're gonna win before you come out.
Make sure to watch our Dynamite review. I'll eat another habanero.
Yeah, woo.
I'm gonna
Cool.
see if I can
All
find
right.
if the store has any more of those ghost peppers.
Ooh,
I'm shutting that down. I refuse. You two can do
I
it.
fermented a bunch of those and made a pretty baller hot sauce with that before.
I'm so happy that you enjoyed it. I could never get in the same room as that. I would just start like sweating and crying, like, and hiccuping, like, too much, too spicy.
Did I give some of that to you, Dave? That was a long time ago. I was still working with you back then.
No,
Oh,
I never
oh,
got
that's
any of
another-
that.
Yeah, it was a
No,
good
man.
one.
But yeah, I think that just about does it. Good show. Nice, healthy, long episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, only half as
Um,
long as the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. Thank you all for watching, and I think that wraps it up. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chandler.
Thank you, Dave.
Doing the thing.
Do it.
Goodbye.
Good night. I'm so tired.
Bye.
Ah!